And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is another patron roster review. This is Memes, and Memes is free to play, utterly and completely free to play from the Force of Madness. What is happening, Force of Madness? Now, Memes is level 81, has been playing for quite some time to try and get up to level 85, still hasn't gotten there quite yet, which is obviously the grind we all have to go through, but Memes was able to use all the crystals for through the dailies to be able to buy bays, shards, which was super smart. That's definitely what you want to do to make sure you get bays up there. He's one of the best, tanks in the game. So definitely wise use of crystals to get a particular character leveled up. You overall on Arena, which you didn't ask really inherently what you should do for Arena, but essentially this team looks great. The Wedge and Biggs and Emperor Palpatine are going to be more than enough damage. So what I would do is actually switch out your Rey with Darth Nihilus. You do have Darth Nihilus, and so I would definitely develop Darth Nihilus and then put Darth Nihilus in as a replacement for Rey. I think it will take your team from Arena rank 620 down all the way into the top 200 easily, but you're going to have to definitely continue to gear all these characters up. Now, what I'm used to doing when somebody is not sure what they want is I just kind of go through and tell them all the people they need to farm. So the list for you is going to be 20 characters, and there is a top 7 of those characters. I'm going to tell you all 20, and as I go through them, I'm going to tell you the top 7. That is a lot of characters to farm and gear for a free-to-play. So these characters are going to be characters in the game that you can use now, in the future, over the next year, over the next 2 years, and they're going to continue to be good characters for any team composition, and they'll continue to help you with their different raid sets and in Arena. The last thing for Arena is you are going to have to try and climb. If you're spending not a lot of time in Arena, you're going to drop naturally out of the top 500. You've got to continue to be arduous and make sure you're doing your Arena battles. Now let's go ahead and go into the inventory and start right into the top 20, and I will again highlight the top 7. Number 1 is going to be Rex. He is an excellent character, excellent leader, and one of the best in the game. You really, 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 of all of these characters, want to develop Rex the most of all the clones. He's definitely in your top 20, and I would put him in your favorites. He's definitely in the top 7. B2 Super Battle Droid, it looks like you're developing him pretty good compared to all your others, and that I would continue. He's in your top 7. Tag him as a favorite and put him in your top 7 to farm. In your Scoundrels, I would definitely develop IG-88, Lando, and Boba Fett. You already are developing Boba Fett and Lando, but I would develop your IG-88. Of the 3, I would definitely say that you should favorite tag your Boba Fett and make sure he's in your top 7 most important characters to gear. And IG-88 and Lando, just continue to passively develop them on the side. They're going to only make you better for the Scoundrel event, which is where you get your training bots and your credits. So you're going to need those, especially as free-to-play. So these characters are important to you. As far as Empire goes, the 2 that really stand out that you should probably start developing is the Shore Trooper and the TIE Fighter Pilot. The TIE Fighter Pilot is pretty easy to farm, or actually really easy to farm for free to play, and he's a gear level like 2 for you. So I would definitely focus on getting the TIE Fighter Pilot up. Not only is his ship super viable, but he's going to help you with raids, plus he's going to help you in Arena. He's a great long-term character. And the Shore Trooper, which it looks like you've spent a little bit of time and energy investing in getting him leveled up and geared up in startup, is still needing a lot of love. So tag into your favorites both of these if you wish to work on these. If not, passively continue to develop them on the side. You definitely want to keep getting your Shore Trooper and TIE Fighter Pilot up there. As far as First Order, the only character that I would recommend in First Order for you, since you're uber free to play, is Kylo Ren. He's been reworked. He's excellent in any team composition, so I would definitely farm for Kylo Ren, and actually Kylo Ren is in the top 7 for sure. The next one, which you can put passively into either your favorites or not, in the top 20 would be Sunfac. He's the best Geonosian in the game. He's an excellent tank, and he's going to be viable for the long haul of the game. He's definitely one I would focus on over even Geonosian Soldier, and Sunfac has one of the 2 best tanks ships in the game. Your Jedi look great, and you can see that you're going to automatically here shortly be able to develop enough 7 stars to get your Grandmaster Yoda, who for you as free-to-play is probably going to be more of a token character. But the 2 in here that I would highly recommend that are good on any team outside of here is Jedi Knight Anakin and Aayla Secura. You definitely want to develop both of them passively. They're in the top 20 of your characters, so definitely go in and develop these 2, Aayla Secura and Jedi Knight Anakin. As far as Rebels, you have Wedge and Biggs, and you have Baze. Those are great. I would highly recommend you continue to develop those 3, but what I notice is you do not have Chirrut. Chirrut is actually the easier farm between Baze and Chirrut, and since you've bought Baze's shards with your free-to-play crystals that you've earned, I would highly recommend you start farming for Chirrut. Get Chirrut unlocked. The Chirrut-Baze combo will help you tremendously as a free-to-play character, as a free-to-play player. So get your Biggs and Wedge up, get your Baze and Chirrut, and make Baze and Chirrut your top 2 Rebels. They're definitely marked as favorites, and have them in your top 7 in most important characters to gear and to farm. Also, on this, you could continue to farm and gear Stormtrooper Han. Not only is he an excellent tank for Rebels, he's also excellent just as an overall character, and he's a scoundrel, and you need to develop your scoundrels. I've already mentioned your Lando, your IG-88, and your Boba Fett. If you could just get Stormtrooper Han up, you'd have enough scoundrels to really be able to maximize those scoundrel events. So definitely work on Stormtrooper Han. And lastly, for characters, I know it's crazy. The Sith meta has made the Sith very popular, and I can see you've spent a lot of time and energy into Sith. So since you've spent a lot of energy into the Sith, I'm going to suggest 4 Sith. 1 is going to make your top 7. That is Darth Nihilus. Put him in your favorites and focus on him more than all the other Sith. However, Darth Maul has a phenomenal ship, so you want to continue to develop Darth Maul since you already have him 7-star gear 8. Emperor Palpatine, you have him 6-star gear 9. I would continue to develop Emperor Palpatine. And of course, Darth Vader, he is one of the best. I would continue to gear, and you will eventually star him and get him up to 7 stars. He'll be one of those free-to-play dream come true for the Rancor raid and also Heroic raid when you have his Zeta ability eventually. Now, let's go over to ships. Now for ships, I noticed that you're in the top 300, which is, I'll be completely honest, kind of surprising. That's good. I'm glad you're in the top 300, but looking at your ships, these are literally your best 5. When I go into inventory, one thing that becomes very apparent to me is that you have not spent really any energy in ships at all. The pilots are not leveled up much, except for there's 4 of them leveled up. The rest of them have not been geared up much at all. And your ship variants, there's not much here at all. If we go to, the light side, you barely have enough to be able to even compete. And to get high enough, you're eventually going to have 5-star, so you don't even have enough 5-star. And to be honest, ships are really easy to star up and to gear up and to level up. You've got to get your ships though leveled up to at least 5-star, and you can do that through the Galactic War. You're getting tons, hopefully, of Galactic War tokens. Even if you're not finishing Galactic War, you're getting at least 800, I'm hoping, and that's going to give you at least 2 purchases a day of ships, and you can use them for ships instead of characters. And I would highly recommend, if you're using Home One, which you are, that you actually level Admiral Akbar up higher, gear him up higher. You've only got him to gear 5. You don't even have him, or gear 4. You don't even have him very high. So continue to develop them. As far as the dark side, you really only have 2 ships, and you don't even have them really leveled at all. So you're going to want to develop more dark side ships. The focus for ships, where all of your ship currency comes in, you're going to want to use all that ship currency for now to get your ships up to snuff. So you're going to want to focus on Slave 1, which is Boba Fett's ship. You're going to want to get the Imperial TIE Fighter, which is the one you have there at 2 stars. You're going to want to continue to farm and level up the Imperial TIE Fighter. You're going to want to get and level up Sunfac and his ship So that way you have Sunfac in a ship. You're going to want to continue to develop your Biggs and your Wedge. Those are your top 2 ships in the entire game, so make sure you're continuing to level them up. And then of course for dark side, because we need more dark side, and I recommended, you know, Slave 1 and Sunfac, you're going to have to add more. Since you have Darth Maul already at gear 8, 7-star, go ahead and get the Scimitar. It's going to take a little bit of time with your ship's currency. At least unlock it at 3 stars. Get it out there so you have another ship. But to get Zetas, so that way you can start to compete with other players, you are going to have to get 5 of these to be able to do the Tarkin challenge. So that way you can unlock Tarkin, so then you could go in and do the Zeta challenge. So that is definitely going to be a requirement for you if you want to take it to the next level in the regular side of the game. So I hope that this helps you with ships. I hope this helps you with your characters. Make sure the top 7 for you are going to be the B2 battle droid, Rex, Boba Fett, Kylo Ren, Baze, Chirrut, and Darth Nihilus. Those are going to be phenomenal characters to help you through the game. You're doing really well as free to play, especially in the arena for what you have. That's amazing that what you have, you're able to stay in the top 300, but make ships a bigger priority. And as far as your arena, spend a little bit more time in arena. Maybe do a 50 crystal refresh on your battles and do 10 battles a day instead of spending that extra 50 somewhere else. Maybe invest 50 to climb a little bit and get yourself into the top 200 in arena. I think on your leaderboard, you should still probably with this team be able to get into the top 200, top 300 pretty easily, and the rewards would be better, and that would help you in the long run. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.